Hey guys, this is Bharadwaj with Phone Arena. As you might have seen earlier, we have been comparing the Asus Fonepad with other tablets like the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, the iPad mini and the Nexus 7. So now I'm going to compare it with the Galaxy Tab 2 310 because weirdly enough, I feel that the Asus Fonepad has been released specifically to target the market that the Galaxy Tab 2 310 caters to. So both are these tablets are calling tablets. You can make calls, you can send texts, and of course you can use it like a phone with the earpiece to your face. So what are the differences and similarities between the two, and which one should you get? That's what I'm going to discuss right now. So let's dive into the comparison then. First up, design. I want to emphasize that the Asus Fonepad is just a Nexus 7 with a metal back. The aluminum alloy back is the only difference in terms of design and build with the Nexus 7. So if you have held a Nexus 7 before, then you might know what it feels like. But we definitely like the build of the metal better, and although the build quality is a bit quirky because we have seen some gaps here and there which feels not so confident when you use the device because it may creak if you twist the device or something. So that's about the Fonepad. The Tab 2 on the other hand has different build quality from other Samsung devices because this is basically a generation before the Galaxy S3. So the design has not caught on, but with the Galaxy S Tab 3 it has. But we actually like the design and build of the Galaxy Tab 2 310 because the matte plastic is good, surprisingly feels premium, and even the front, albeit with boring design, looks okay. I mean, not too bad. So not very much complaint, I would say, but yeah, that's the Galaxy Tab 2 for you. Coming to the dimensions, both these are almost similar. If you take a look at the size, they are similar, and if you take a look at the thickness, this one comes in at 10.4 millimeters and this comes in at 10.5 millimeters. This weighs 340 grams and is definitely easier to hold in one hand, and same goes for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 at 345 grams. This is also easier to hold, and both have similar curved edges for easier holding. So that's among the chief differences and similarities in terms of design and build. So let's talk about the display then. The Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 has the 1024 by 600 IPS LCD screen at a pixel density of 170 ppi. The screen measures 7 inches in diagonals, of course. The screen on the Asus Fonepad 2 measures 7 inches in diagonals, but the resolution is a bit higher at 1280 by 800. So it has a pixel density of 216, and this is also an IPS TFT screen. We thought the Fonepad screen was bad because of the high reflectivity of the screen, but the Galaxy Tab 2 is even worse. The viewing angles, the color reproduction, and in every sense, we feel that the Fonepad has the better screen of the two. So if you're looking at readability, browsing, a lot of apps, a lot of reading, then of course you should prefer the Fonepad. So let's talk about the other aspects then, internals. The Intel Z2420 single-core 1.2 GHz processor with hyper-threading is one of the first on Android tablets, and that is on the Asus Fonepad. While the Galaxy Tab 2, away from the trend and with the past, stuck with the past, is the TI OMAP 4430 1 GHz dual-core processor and 1 GB of RAM. This also has 1 GB of RAM, and both of these come in storage variants. This is 8 GB, this is 16 GB, and both of them have micro SIM slots and micro SD card slots. for expandable storage and SIM connectivity. But when you consider the performance of both are laggy. So both run on the same version of Android and both are laggy. So we're not really sure which to blame. So as you can see here, probably the Fonepad might be a bit faster because of the newer generation of the processor, but we think both are laggy and not much of an optimized experience on the both. Might be in games, the Asus Fonepad is better, or maybe same because both have similar GPUs, we guess. Let's talk about the other things then. The cameras, the rear facing camera on the Asus Fonepad as well as the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 are 3 megapixel units. This is 3.15 and this is 3.1 or something. Both can record 720p videos and both are equally horrible. So if you're looking at taking photos on a tablet or on a big phone, huge phone like this, then probably you need to stay away from taking photos on these because they both are really horrible at taking photos. And but decently enough, they are good for video calling. So if you are using tablets for video calling like all the other people who are using the tablets, then probably the cameras will be sufficient. On the front, you have a VGA front-facing camera on the Galaxy Tab 2, while you have a 1.2 megapixel camera on the Fonepad that is capable of 720p HD video calls, which is good. One thing better than the Galaxy Tab 2. So let's get to the software then. Both run on Android 4.1 Jelly Bean. This is on Android 4.1.1, while this is on Android 4.1.2. If you notice closely, this is why I want to tell the Fonepad is a direct competitor to the Galaxy Tab series, because both have these very similar, eerily similar mini apps. So these mini apps are the ones that hover in the screen if you add them, and not really an advantage, we would say, because we are not sure if the functionality is good enough for the mini apps. Very similar, and they almost look the same if you ask us. So these are the mini apps that come with both these tablets. Other than that, Asus has made some changes to the UI. There is a new notification center. There are some widgets like these, but otherwise they have remained stock. Unlike Samsung, which completely skins Android and uses TouchWiz, you can hear the bloop bloop sound as well. You know, part of the TouchWiz theme, and you have all the TouchWiz goodness like the great notification center with a lot of toggles, and you can have immediate settings shortcuts, pretty similar to what Asus has given here, but we always like what Samsung has done with TouchWiz in terms of features. The fonts and the UI might look ugly to some, but features are features and they matter a lot in Android. You have the pop-up play video, which is accomplished by several other third-party video players these days, but again you have it inbuilt in Samsung devices. That works on here too. But you don't get all the premium features like the multi-screen, for example, because probably the processor is not up to the task. But otherwise, it's pretty good, and TouchWiz is definitely what we would prefer if you're looking for a feature-rich Android experience. Otherwise, that's about it for between the two devices. Both are calling devices. Both are definitely targeted at the same market. This retails for around 12,999 or 13,999 according to the version for the 3G SIM version, and this too 15,999 for the 16 GB Wi-Fi plus 3G version. Both can act as a phone with the earpiece, etc. So you have heard the differences from us, and it's up to you to decide which one you would want to buy. So that's about for the comparison. Do hit the like button if you like this video, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like these. Thanks for watching.